Hello, StarCraft fans! This is Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. This is a game between LaWeedaLoca and Swaghar on Defender's Landing, the latter edition. In the top right side of the map, we have the red Protoss player. It is Swaghar from Psionic Aftermath. And in the bottom left side of the map, we have the blue Terran player LaWeedaLoca from 8 range. Alright, so not LaWeedaLoca, but LaWeedaLoca. Apparently this is a trees enthusiast. So it's a PVT sent to me at falconpaladin@gmail.com. It is a High Masters. It has a little star in the border thing going on, so that's how you know it's High Masters. And said this is a pretty darn amazing game. So, I generally try to take people at their word. I have not been super disappointed too many times yet. When I've been told something is an amazing game and someone took the time to send it to me, they usually are right and spot on. So if you're a Masters level player or GM level player or know somebody who is and you'd like me to cast your games, shoot them to me at falconpaladin@gmail.com with the subject of Masters or GM, whichever level you happen to be at, and I'll likely cast it. I can't guarantee I'll cast it. I don't have room for all of them that I get, but for the most part I can squeeze a lot of them in. So that is pretty good news if you want to see yourself on the YouTubes. Also, quick plug for Patreon. I know you've heard about this before, but if you haven't, it's patreon.com/FalconPaladin. You can go there and basically pledge anywhere from $1 a month to, you know, $10, $20, whatever. Those are the options available there, and it's just a way to fund content creators that you personally support. So I'd really appreciate it if you would take the time to go at least check the page out. Again, patreon.com/FalconPaladin. I understand. I've talked to many of you who have said, Falcon, I'm a college student. Falcon, I have a new baby. Falcon, I just don't have the money to throw at StarCraft right now, and I totally understand that. I'm not going to be upset. It's just those of you who have money lying around who already, who already pay for Netflix, already maybe pay for cable, other things like that. Just consider the entertainment value that comes from Falcon Paladin and possibly give the website a check. All right, so here we are with our Reaper. Reaper moving on out. Reaper's name is gonna be John. Remember that one twisted Reaper Alex made who liked torturing his victims? Well, now meet his even crazier twin who's killing this probe that's just trying to scout, man. John is 3 times worse than his brother in every way, shape, and form, but what really makes him stand out is his obsession with drinking the blood of his enemies while a battle rages all around him. Wow. All right, so here we go. SCV does scout the little ninja Stargate that Swaghar is trying to get up. Can they get rid of this pylon in time? I think, did he miss with that kitty air charge? I don't know. Either way, whatever's going to... Yeah, it's just canceling the Stargate. Well played indeed. Zealot wandering in. Wow, Zealot wandering into LaWeedaLoca's base. Going to kill a lot of these SCVs. Up to 2 kills already. We'll make it 3. And down to 8 hit points. Going to run for it. Down to 4 hit points. Now completely dead here. Another probe. Oh, trying to throw down a pylon. Mothership core here as well. The aggression. The aggression out of Swaghar. No, John. Oh, John makes it inside the bunker at the last second. What? What a play. What a play there. Double pylon here. Adepts here as well. This mothership core needs to die. Marines are shooting at it very nicely here, but double photon overcharge is now going to be a thing. And here we go. Photon overcharge doing big time shots. Changing targets to the supply depot. The SCV is not worrying about the supply depot. Well, I guess now they are. Well, it's dead anyway. Doesn't matter, SCVs. Can you... Oh. Getting hit there, pylon, second pylon getting photon overcharge, and actually LaWeedaLoca kind of saving stuff except for his SCVs, which is bad news. Supply depot going to go down, going to supply block LaWeeda. It does supply lock LaWeedaLoca. Both pylons are toast. Good placement of this bunker here, getting rid of those pylons very nicely. Cyclone out as well to get rid of the Adept that snuck inside during all the confusion, and the Adept dies pretty much instantly to the Cyclone. Mothership core here still trying to do stuff, but man, there are Marines in that bunker, and Marines are pretty good against the motherships. So good aggressive opener there from Swaghar. Tried to get the proxy Stargate, tried to get the proxy pylons here as well. None of it super worked out. Another pylon down here as well. Ended up losing 2 pylons, an Adept, a Zealot, and 2 probes while killing 8 SCVs and a supply depot. So you know what? Maybe for all those dead workers, it was totally worth it. It is 16 to 28 harvesters. Swaghar has that lead. He's got that lead, which is good news for him. We do have a robotics facility coming up from Swaghar as well, and a Twilight Council for the Protoss player. Counterattack time from LaWeedaLoca. Moving across the map here with Cyclones. Cyclones, Marines. John is here. John has 3 kills, man. Get out of there, John. Killing yourself doesn't do anybody any good. I understand you want to die in a blaze of glory, but here we go. 88 charge trying to do stuff. Mothership core takes John down. Marines are here. Cyclone here. Going after these pylons, first of all. Use lock-on on the mothership core. Use lock-on on the mothership core. I understand you really want to kill this pylon. There's the cancel. Oh, mothership core does die as well. Natural base could just straight up die here. For Swaghar losing probes. Some Adepts trying to come down. But, man, Adepts versus Cyclone and Marines like this. Cyclone DPS is just so dang high. You really want to focus on the Cyclone if you can. Oof. Gone. Another Adept killed. These probes stuck around to see if they could go back to mining. Nope. No going back to mining at all. This Cyclone is trying to kill the Nexus by its lonesome and might be able to do it just because, again, the DPS is so stupid high. Stalkers come in, pick off a couple Marines before LaWeedaLoca recognizes what is going on here. And Stalker versus Cyclone doing extra damage versus armored. One Stalker dead. And another one gets pulled back as the Cyclone explodes. And now it is safe for the probes to come back, so they have decided they're going to come back. Replacement mothership core on the way. Did you expand behind this, LaWeedaLoca? You did. Kind of. You've got an orbital command trying to sneak on into this natural base. I mean, you could try to sneak it on in. There we go. There we go. There's the sneak that we were looking for. Marines trying to knock down the cooling tower, provide some additional protection against this Protoss harassment. And both players, I think, are just kind of settling down now. Same thing going on back here with the Protoss player. So Swaghar throws down some debris. Same thing happens down here at the blue. So basically 2 entries into your natural. Neither of these players are super interested in. That is one of the things about Defender's Landing, which is really weird, right? Like, it's called Defender's Landing, but your defending advantage is not that great. For your natural, 2 huge wide ramps you have to defend unless you knock down the debris. And again, that's just a temporary thing. Your opponent can kill it fairly quickly if they really focus it down, especially in a PvT. Blink on the way from LaWeedaLoca. Observer coming in for LaWeedaLoca. For Swaghar, Observer coming in as well. A bit of a Widowmine drop, sneaking around the top side. Going to try to come inside of this natural base of Swaghar and get some Widowmines on. Good reaction time, though. Beautiful reaction time. Stalkers really want to kill that medevac, but the Widowmine gets picked off first. Observer being used to great effect there. Trying to sneak back in. Photon overcharge. Defense. What? 1 hit point on that medevac? Are you kidding? 1 hit point on that medevac, and it does not die. It takes 2 hits. From Photon Overcharge. Stalker really wants to kill this thing, but medevac just wants to go home. Just wants to go home. There's a Liberator here as well, trying to murder some things, but Stalker in good position to stop that from happening, so pretty good rebuffs of different attacks, I would say, from both of these players. They've both taken some damage, but neither player is dead at this point. They've lost some things, right? 6 probes have died, 8 SCVs have been killed as well, so they're bleeding on some level. Extended Thermal Lance coming in. This is a quick Colossus play out of Swaghar. So quick. Resonating Glaives and Blink and Colossus and Extended Thermal Lance off of 2 base for Swaghar. Okay. Alright. Double Forge coming in. He really wants those upgrades. So important against Terran to get upgrades, especially armor upgrades can make a bit of a difference there for you. More medevacs, more Widowmines coming in, Marauders and Marines. Observer scouting things out for Swaghar just to see what's going on. Natural base has been taken by the Terran player, moving out with some Marines and Marauders and a Liberator in the sky. Liberator in the sky. I can go twice as high. I don't know why that came into my head. I haven't seen an episode of Reading Rainbow in, good golly, I mean, at least 20 years, I would say. Maybe less than 20 years. I don't know, somewhere around there. Somewhere around there. Got ourselves Colossus with a Purifier skin. That is just such a beautiful skin. Look at that. The shiny, the lighting, the shading as well. I like it. I like Purifier skins very much. Very much indeed. I like it better than the Tal'Darim skins, I think. Just a fan of the brighter colors available here. Marines and Marauders coming up here from the south to the north. 3rd base being taken by Swaghar, warping into the left of his natural. Any sign of a 3rd base coming from LaWeedaLoca? Yes, he has a command center upgrading itself into an orbital command that he will land somewhere at some point. But first, it is time for LaWeedaLoca to attack. At this 3rd base, Colossus done, Extended Thermal Lance done. The scan revealing exactly what he's coming up against here. Does he decide to go anyway? He's thinking about perhaps bouncing to the natural base or the main base. I don't know, man. He's kind of thought about bouncing and then changed his mind entirely. So Adept scouting out. Okay, here's where the army is. Here's the medevacs. Actually, are those empty medevacs? Those are empty medevacs. You can't lose your medevacs. You need those for healing. Okay, one does manage to escape, but another one died. Bad news. Bad news on that one. Big old warping of Stalkers. He just needs some kind of cannon fodder. And here's a drop. Here in the main base, Colossus defends it pretty well. If you just drop only Marines into a main base, whether it's a Colossus, you're going to have it a bad time. Stalkers going after these Marauders. Pick off the medevac. Guardian Shield coming up, and LaWeedaLoca wants nothing to do with that. He decides to retreat on home. His other medevac coming home as well. So again, good hold. Good defender hold, I'd say, from Swaghar there. Widowmine getting burned out of the ground by a Colossus with +1 attack. That's 13 damage times 2, range of 9. Weapon speed 1.07 on these beautiful, beautiful, shiny Colossus. War Prism coming in. Viking production has begun for LaWeedaLoca. More Widowmines. Because, I don't know, Widowmines are great, I guess. Against a big Colossus army, though, I don't know. They seem like they die pretty quickly from anything with range, as those things totally have. Medevacs healing up the Marines. Medevacs healing up the Marauders as well. And what do we got for a Colossus? We have 3 Colossus on the ground. We're getting +2 ground armor and +2 attack for the Protoss army as well. How are the upgrades for LaWeeda? +1 attack is done. No other upgrades on the way according to the production tab. It's 132 to 118 total supply. Swaghar has the lead here. It's going to be Stalker, Adept, Colossus against this Terran army, which has a Viking count of 2. 4 more on the way, though. Quadruple pumping. This is the time you want to attack if you're Swaghar, is when this Viking count is not as high as it otherwise could be. Going for it here. Colossus burning stuff out of the ground. Poor Marine. Just burning in agony. Getting charred to death here. Adepts trying to sneak in and possibly get some damage done in this mineral line. Marines coming back to save it. Marines are gone, dude. Come attack. Why are you pulling back home? The whole point of this attack is to bring half the army away and then deal with the remainder. Alright, Swaghar decided he didn't want to attack into that, and now the Viking count is getting scary. There are 6 of them. There's 4 more on the way. We're going to have 10 sooner rather than later. I really like the response from LaWeedaLoca here. Both players on 3 bases. Probably should consider expanding again here at about the 12-minute mark. There's a windsock on this map. I've seen this, because this is where that pylon was. Look at that animation. Little baby windsock. Oh, it doesn't move unless you're looking at it. It's one of those things to save on processing power. It doesn't move unless you're right next to it. You have vision on it. 4th base being constructed out in the field by LaWeedaLoca, interestingly enough. It's up and to the right of his 3rd. Here comes a Warp Prism warping. Oh, some Adepts. Only 3 Adepts? Really? That's weird. All right, 3 Adepts trying to wander in. A Marauder catches them in the act. Adepts with Resonating Glaives and +2 attack, doing 26 damage versus light. Does that mean they can 2-shot SCVs now? It looks like it. Yes, they do. They 2-shot SCVs now. Big time attack coming in from LaWeedaLoca at the 3rd base. Colossus spread out pretty well. Vikings taking 1 out immediately. Another one gone as well. If these Colossus are out, I think you're in trouble. Pretty good force fields. Colossus are gone. They're exploding very beautifully here, going forward with the Adepts and the Immortals and the Stalkers, and actually forcing LaWeedaLoca back here. He might have overmade Vikings a little bit. Sure, they took the Colossus out of the equation, but now they're forced to land, and again, pretty good against Stalkers, but just not ideal. Not totally ideal here. Finally, the Adepts get cleaned up inside the main base of LaWeedaLoca. That is 21 SCVs killed in this game. 57 to 47 Harvesters. Swaghar has the lead, but that 4th base is just about done for LaWeedaLoca. I think he's going to keep it. I don't even think Swaghar knows it exists. No, he doesn't. 4th base coming in from Swaghar down into the left of his 3rd. So basically the same expansion patterns from these players, just mirrored as they are on different sides of this map. Where's that healing? There's the healing. Poor Medevacs, healing all energy they have. But we're out. And now we're going to heal again for 2 seconds, and then we're out. And that just means these Medevacs are not as good as they otherwise could be. If you force them to heal a lot, then they kind of have sporadic healing instead of continuous healing, which is what the Terran player actually wants to experience. So I think we're done with Colossus. Those Colossus died so fast. It's Immortal and it's High Templar, and it's going to... Do you have the Storm? Tell me you have Storm. You have Storm! Hooray! Psionic Storm is done for Swaghar. Going to try to sneak on down here with his Stalkers and Immortals, and God, again, his High Templar. And might get some Storm by pulling back. Why are you pulling back? Is there a drop I don't see? I don't see any blue. On this side of the map, another big warping of Adepts. Missile turrets under construction, but they're not going to be here in time to save this drop from happening. So Marines versus Adepts with +2 attack and Resonating Glaives. Nope. Sonic transferring over here to the right side of the main. The whole army from LaWeedaLoca is here to deal with this. This is how you do things. If you're Swaghar, you do that. You make the whole army come back to respawn, and you kill this 4th base, or you kill this 3rd base, and then pull back. That is how the pros do it. Is if you can do the Adept attacks, manage that at the same time while you have your army at the front door of the Protoss or the Terran player, you can do some damage. I know there's a sensor tower here. I get that. Sensor tower can really see things coming from far away, but I think with good timing you can make it happen. +3 attack and +3 armor going to be done here in the next minute or so. High Templar have a lot of energy, enough for 2 on some of them here, enough for 2 storms. on a couple, and some approaching that point very rapidly indeed. Scan reveals the location of this army. Ghosts would be good. EMPs on these High Templar are pretty darn good. Liberators pretty good against this as well. There's not much anti-air. I mean, there are 11 Stalkers, but they just do terribly against the Marines and the Marauders. If you focus down the Stalkers, then everything else is in trouble against the Liberators at that point. Double Stargate coming in for Swaghar. Wow, and Swaghar just kind of dancing around. He's trying to protect his 4th base. It is 62 to 62 Harvesters, though. LaWeedaLoca has actually come up in worker count quite a bit. Adepts trying to come into this 4th base and just get pretty much annihilated by Planetary Fortress and the Marines and the Marauders. Liberators going after this Warp Prism. They want to see it, but it jukes. It jukes and it's running. 4.13 move speed, 4.72, and again, not great against air targets that are single, but they got it. They got the Warp Prism anyway there. That has been such a hassle for LaWeedaLoca in this game thus far. Alright, so fully upgraded, almost fully upgraded. 20 seconds to go. Upgraded Stalkers and Immortals and Adepts. And any Zealots in this army? I don't think so. The Sentries get the upgrades, though. That's pretty good news. Alright, coming on down here we go. Liberators setting up circles, walking right into this. Is Swaghar then deciding to back on out a little bit here. Not comfortable with what he sees, which is a lot of Liberator. Fleet Beacon coming in, Oracle coming in, Immortal on the way as well. Adepts, again, trying to kill as many SCVs as possible. They just keep getting followed by the entire army every time they try this. And sure, they're killing SCVs. They've killed 31 in this game. That's pretty good. We'll make it 33. And you could probably get some more if you weren't fighting these Marauders. Alright, I understand. Drop micro can be pretty difficult from time to time. Tempest production has begun. Alright, so to deal with the Liberators, Swaghar's going Tempest here, which, well, that's actually a lot of Liberator, a lot of Viking. How many Vikings are left after that last battle? 4? 4 Vikings are left. Observer gets picked out of the sky, so it's pretty much a Sky Terran Marine Marauder army. Interesting composition for sure. Any upgrades on the air stuff? No, working on +1 air armor, and attack, actually. +1 air attack also on the way from Swaghar, continually getting scanned, continually being revealed by this sensor tower. 5th base on the way from Swaghar on the top left corner. Same thing going on for LaWeedaLoca in the bottom right. So again, just mirrored. Super mirrored. Adepts again trying to move in here. Not going to happen. Not going to happen. Whew. So a bit of a break. Both players kind of hanging out. Is LaWeeda moving out, though? He keeps sending his Skytoss army, or Sky Terran army up this way, but he hasn't done much with them. He's killed a Warp Prism. He's killed an Observer. I don't know what he's waiting for. He's checking to see maybe if there are Nexuses he doesn't know about. Here's a big liftoff, though. 4 medevacs full of units with Liberator support heading for the main base of the Swaghar. Cannon coming up. Single cannon against all this doesn't seem super great. Super powerful. I don't know. Mothership Core has enough for 4 photon overcharges, though. That might be enough to deter this. LaWeedaLoca's going for it, though, man. Oh, preemptive pull on the photon overcharge. Actually going to kill these Vikings pretty well. Okay, Vikings are dead. That's good. But the huge Liberator circle protection of these Marines and Marauders is here. Mothership Core dies. Marines trying to chase down these Tempests. If they can get them, they can't. They can't get the Tempests. The Tempests are too far away. Pulling back again to the circle. Don't walk in there. Immortal, get out! Oh, Immortal dies so fast. Immortal dies so fast. Tempests, there are still 4 Tempests remaining. They're trying to pick off these Liberators one by one. Not working out particularly well. Stargates are falling. Marines and Marauders are protected against this. Another attack of Marines and Marauders coming up here to the 3rd base of Swaghar. Going to kill that one as well. Oh, no! Oh, no, Swaghar in a lot of trouble. His army is going to go ahead and say, you know what, do what you want with the main. Oh, his 4th base under attack here as well. This could be the beginning of the end for Swaghar here. His 4th base is under assault. This 3rd base is ravaged. Finally, a storm comes down on some Marauders and cleans out the army here at the 3rd base. Marines and Marauders. There are only Marauders remaining, though, so the Tempest pretty good. Pretty good against these units. Did he get all the Liberators? No. He did not. There are still 11. Okay, where are they? They're pulling back. Liberators pulling back. They could have... I don't know. They could have taken on these Tempests. I really feel like LaWeedaLoca coming back down after killing the 4th base. The 5th base of Swaghar is thankfully still available for you Protoss fans. It's 55 to 24 Harvesters, though. LaWeeda in the lead here on his 5 bases to the essentially 1 base of Swaghar. I mean, as far as mining bases goes, we're looking at... This is actually still mining pretty well. So almost 4 mining bases here for LaWeeda. Counterattack from Swaghar saying, I don't know if I can come back monetarily, but we're going to come right on in, throw a ton of storms down, and see what we can do. Get out, Circles of Doom! Of Doom! Trying to storm these Liberators. Vikings going after the Tempest as well, trying to storm the Vikings, trying to keep them away from the Tempest. Are these Stalkers. Yeah, Viking comes through. Kablooey! Stalkers getting rid of Marines at the same time. +3 attack again done on these dudes, so Stalkers hit pretty darn hard. Vikings from the left side. Every time they come in, a storm chases them away. This is a very patient attack, I would say. Marines and Marauders coming on in, getting killed very quickly, though. Blinking forward, picking off yet another Viking. The Viking count is still 6, but 6 being produced all at the same time by LaWeeda. He can afford to do this. The longer this goes for Swaghar, the worse it is for him. The production facilities and just the amount of money available is definitely favoring our Terran player right now. Tempest trying to murder as many of these Liberators as they possibly can. Again, the Vikings trying to get these Tempests, but they keep flying into Stalkers. Bad. Bad. Don't do that. Viking count is at 5, because again, we're making 6 at a time right now. And they keep getting shots off, but they just die too fast. These Tempests doing okay for themselves as far as not dying, which is always great. High Templar really could storm some stuff. Some Marauders coming against these Stalkers. It's just not enough. He keeps sending small squadrons against this Protoss army and dying. A big counterattack from LaWeeda, though, sneaking on up this right side, coming into the middle, going to start murdering some things. This is going to turn into a base race. This is going to turn into a base race. I really feel like at this point in time, 3rd Nexus going to die. Checking to see if the 4th base is up. It is not up. If he gets this 5th base, if he can figure out this thing is here, he doesn't know about it yet. But either way, the Protoss army is walking right into the natural base of LaWeeda. There are Stalkers, there's Immortals. Yeah, I don't think there's anything here that can stop this from happening for the Terran player. Oh, he found the 5th base. He found the 5th base. He scouted it. He discovered it. And that base is now going to die. Marines and Marauders here at the natural of Swaghar as well. This is where the fleet beacon is. This is where the Tempests are being produced. Trying to warp in a new Nexus is Swaghar, but army waltzing into LaWeedaLoca's main base. +3 Immortals are doing 65 damage versus armored, which is what all of these buildings are. Alright, so how do you do this? You want to base race a Terran? You have Tempest, you can do it. You can do it at this time. There's a Ghost Academy. Did he make any ghosts? No, no ghosts. No ghosts made by LaWeeda. Interestingly, he thought about it. Just didn't happen. Marines and Marauders trying to deal with his invading force here. They get a Stalker, which is nice, but then the Storm, oh, just eats the entire Storm with this little defending force. Defenders landing not as helpful for the defenders, as it turns out. Swaghar's Nexus is up. He has a probe remaining, and he's supply blocked as well. So, all right, what's your priority here, Swaghar? He's gonna kill production facilities. He could actually cancel armor upgrades for the air, which I don't know how much that matters, as there are 5 Vikings and a Liberator. So not a whole ton of stuff here. Ghost Academy explodes. Hopefully there wasn't a nuke in there. That could be pretty dangerous if that exploded. Coming back home are a lot of overstimmed Marines and Marauders from LaWeedaLoca. I don't think he wants to engage this army. I don't think he can. His dudes are too hurt, is what they are. 3rd base gone for LaWeedaLoca as well. Vikings, again, really want to get rid of these Tempests, but the Tempests just really aren't the big thing anymore. Stimming forward, blinking forward, storms on top of all of this Bio Adepts, doing terrible, terrible damage to the Bio as well, and that's it. Oh, the rage out of LaWeedaLoca, and he gets out of the game without saying a good game or a well played, and Swaghar is victorious, throwing out the what, which I'm gonna say that is well warranted. The dancing, let the dancing begin. Good game out of Swaghar, and he is gone. Oh, woo! Good back and forth on that one. A lot of dead stuff. 39,000 resources lost for the Terran compared to 30 total for the Protoss player. That's 130 dead Marines, 54 dead Marauders, 18 Liberators, 40 Vikings, 86 SCVs, 10 Widow Mines, a lot of add-ons as well. Swaghar himself lost 3 Colossus very quickly to those Vikings. 67 probes, 59 Adepts, 30 Stalkers, 4 High Templar. Again, High Templar, man, they are the key. LaWeedaLoca was not particularly adept at dodging them, really, but he was trying to do a lot of stuff at once, so understandable. Anyway, that's going to be it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. Go ahead and hit that like button. Hit the subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, and Patreon, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.